Welcome back to Resale Mania. Welcome back to another thrifting video. We are at Rethink Thrift looking for stuff to flip online for a profit. In the glass case are these Oakley ski goggles, and they're only $4.99, but unfortunately some of the foam is cracking right there, so that kind of hurts it. These would be worth like 40 bucks in better condition, but I think I'm gonna leave them. Oh, but here are some Fossil eyeglasses for $2.99. They're probably not worth anything crazy, but a little bread and butter $20 item. I doubt these are worth a ton, but a bunch of cool little Disney mugs, $2.99 a piece. Maybe on half off day they'd be worth getting for $1.50. I mean, they're really cool, but I don't know. I don't do a lot of mugs. So the lady who works here was telling me about all the clothing donations they got yesterday, and she wasn't kidding. Like, I haven't even checked the clothing racks yet. These just came off of a new rack, and we have some really cool finds in here that we will go over shortly. Oh, that's a cool little Scooby-Doo game. Well, hello, Mrs. Hanklin. How are you? How are you, buddy? You in a good mood today? Let's hope so. I don't want to get bit. Here's some basic Adidas golf shoes, spikeless, for $5. Yeah, they're in pretty good condition, just a little dusty. Those are nice little bread and butter. What are these? FootJoys. Here's a pair of cool hiking pants, men's 33 by 30, good condition, base price of $2.50. Those should sell for 25 to 30. Alright, so I did a couple loops. I'm not finding much in the hard goods or electronics, but that is okay. We showed you these two. Gonna show you the rest of the clothing. So, this is a vintage Ralph Lauren chaps wool sweater. It is marked at $19.99, but comps look like I can get around 100 bucks for this. So that is really good. And then a little La Sportiva hoodie, like an athletic hiking hoodie. It's base price at $2.50. Should get 25 to 30. And then these are $10 a piece. I got two of these. These are vintage LL Bean wool sweaters. You know, this is a large tall, which is a good size. Here's the other LL Bean. This one's probably worth a little bit more. Yeah, 100% wool, made in USA. Just, yeah, we're going into sweater season. These are really nice, heavy duty, high quality sweaters for 10 bucks each. We'll take them. And then Boston Traders, like cable knit wool sweater. This one isn't marked. This one's $2.50. So, I will be putting that one back. It's got a hole right there, so that is unfortunate. I mean, it's the lower end of all of them, so it doesn't really matter too much, but yeah, found some really good finds. Alright, so just a quick clothing and shoe stop, but we did really well. We spent $46 on everything. That's with the $5 off punch card. So, I mean, just one of the sweaters will put me in the profit, which is awesome. And yeah, that wraps up this stop. We're gonna head on over to my local Goodwill next, see what we can find there. Also, tomorrow my local Goodwill is doing 50% off all women's clothing, but for some reason their women's clothing sales include all shoes, including men's shoes, so that's pretty cool. So we'll be back there bright and early tomorrow morning, but of course we got to go today, make sure we don't miss anything. All right, we've made it to my Goodwill. The parking lot's fairly empty today, so hopefully not much competition. All right, so this isn't worth as much as I thought it would be. It's $44.99. Some like it's 8 foot tall. This pumpkin ghoul thing, it's worth about 100 bucks. So for 45, it's just not going to be worth it. But man, I was thinking it was going to be worth like 200. Vroom vroom. All right, well, it is not often I walk out of that Goodwill empty-handed, but today is one of those days. There was just nothing. It looked like they didn't put anything out at all since Friday, so it's kind of a bummer, but that's okay. We found some good stuff this morning. I have a shipping to do because it's Monday, but we'll be back here for bright and early tomorrow morning when they open. All right, it's the next morning now. I've got a little line. All right, so of course I came into the shoes first because they're half off. Here's some Nobles half off for $6.50, and then some Chacos for $3. All right, so apparently they don't do shoes anymore on the half off, so I've got to put a bunch of these back. I was grabbing them, and yeah, that's unfortunate. Well, I put most back, got a few shoes. I see a new men's clothing. All right, so that new clothing rack had a huge score on it. It's a Stio puffer jacket. How much is it? Oh, they reached the $12.99 pricing stage, but I think that is still going to be worth $12.99. It's in really good condition. It says BAM on the sleeve, but either way, I'm still getting it. This is Stio, really good brand puffer jacket. If it didn't have that on this arm, I could probably get like 80 to 100 bucks for this. I think I can still get 50 to 60, so we're gonna get it. And then I have to look up this jacket. It looks and feels nice. The brand is Dravis. Don't know the brand, but looks nice, so I'm gonna look it up. Here's some Nike trail running shoes. I just actually sold this model in a different colorway for like 50 bucks. It has Gore-Tex for $7.99, so that's a pickup. All right, so a new shoe cart just came out and we hit the absolute jackpot. Okay, so these Nikes, they're priced at $17.99, and I thought that was going to be way too much, but I just had a feeling to look these up. I'm glad I did. Comps are kind of all over the place, between like $200 and even $500. So either way, we're paying 18 bucks for those, and they're in good condition too, so that is insane. All right, I am putting back this Dravis jacket. It's worth like $25, so if I found it at Rethink Thrift for base price of $250, I'd pick it up, but for $10, it's definitely not worth it. All right, so on that new rack came out 3 other pairs of shoes that look really nice, but they're priced up, so I have to do some comping before I make sure I'm gonna buy them. All right, so I just went through the shoes that I grabbed. These Adidas would be worth getting, but like they have these scuffs on the tips, like that look like they're inside holes. I don't even know, but they're $7.99, which isn't bad, and they're worth like $50, but because of that condition I have to leave them. But so like I showed you guys, these are, you know, at least 200 bucks, but in these here they are marked at $25, which is higher than those, and these are worth about 150, so that's pretty cool. 2 really good pairs. I thought these Nobles were going to be included on the half off when I first grabbed them, but they aren't, so I'm probably going to leave these for 13. They're a good model, just not worth a ton. I'd grabbed these from the women's section when I thought they were going to be half off. They're $6, which would be fair. They're like weird Y2K Skechers. I would have paid $6, but these are peeling up pretty bad right there, unfortunately, so I'm putting those back along with the Chacos and Nobles. But hey, we did find a couple really good pairs of shoes and a really good jacket, so that's awesome. All right, I was about to call it a stop because I wasn't finding too much more, and then I found this REI sleeping bag. I just saw that little REI symbol sticking out. They want $5.99 for it, and it looks like I can get about 50 bucks for it. It's the Helio Sac 50 degree, and then some Smith ski goggles. They look to be in pretty good condition for $5.99. Nothing crazy, but maybe get 30 for them. All right, so if these were cheaper, I'd get them. Barbour's a really good brand, especially their jackets and stuff can sell for good money, but the button downs are only worth like $20 to $25, so for $7 each is not going to be worth it. I didn't know Shaquille O'Neal made like button down shirts, but it's only worth like 20 bucks even being brand new, so $7 a piece. I'm gonna have to leave them. All right, but I think that's gonna be it. We definitely found some high dollar items. Man, that thing's freaking cool. Never seen something like that. All right, well, I checked out. I spent $76 on everything. Not a lot of quantity, but we got some quality, that's for sure. Even if I get $150 per pair of those 2 shoes, that's worth the $76 alone. But I think I'll be able to get more for the green pair, hoping $250, but probably around $200 is what I'm gonna guesstimate. Brand new, there's one sold for $800, which is crazy. And then the Steo jacket, just yeah, bunch of really good finds, all stuff that should move pretty quickly too. All right, so we are now back at Rethink Thrift. Like I said yesterday, they got a ton of clothing donations in, so hopefully some of that got put out on the shelves. That's a funky hat. It's Spirit Halloween branded. 6 bucks. I don't know, it's kind of cool, but probably not worth much. But this bad boy here was on the new clothing rack, and it's only $2.50. Insane find. I've never found this brand before. I honestly don't even remember what the brand. Oh, this is Fall Rape. Never mind. I found this brand before. This is easily $150 jacket. All right, so Alpina isn't like the craziest brand, but these are in really good condition, and these are a really good model of like backcountry ski boots. They are only $5.99 each, which is a crazy good deal. I mean, now's the time of year to start selling them too. Yeah, those are really nice, really good condition too. Probably $100 each. All right, I never heard of this brand before, but there's 2 of them. The brand is Pladra. These little flannels, they are base price at $2.50 each, and they're worth like 25 to 30 a piece. So that's nice. I also just found these Doer jeans. I've only found this brand once before. It's pretty decent. It sells for like 25, 30 bucks maybe. And these, well, that is a terrible patchwork right there. All right, putting those back. That's a really cute owl. The very nice quality too, but I'm not a plush seller. I know Harry Tornado would pick those up. Here's a couple of Patagonias. This one's $19.99, and this one's nice. It's like a goose down puffer, but it's $39.99. Not really worth it at these prices. On half off day, if they're still here, I'll probably grab both of them though. All right, well, I think that is it. We definitely did pretty good with the items that we found. Oh, good morning, Mrs. Hank. How are you? Hello. Okay. Okay. So pretty. Alright, so I spent $19.45 on everything that I bought. Keywords bought. There's more though that I'm gonna show you, and didn't steal. That's the opposite of bought, but no, didn't steal either. So 20 bucks for all of this. 2 flannels, which you know are 25 a piece. The jacket, which is probably 150. So that alone, totally worth the 20 bucks. But not even including these. These are probably, like I said, 80 to 100 a piece. So 20 bucks into, say, 1, 2, 3, like $300. That's pretty crazy. Like I said, not to mention the secret stuff. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and start off with this. This is a very nice Louis Vuitton bag. Pretty good condition, has a little bit of damage, but she says it is authentic. Gonna obviously make sure it's authentic, you know, double check on a website. I'll figure it out, but it does look and feel really nice. I do believe that is real. Okay, so front, a Louis Vuitton bag. These 2 glass things, I'm not really sure. She said she had done some Google lensing on it and that they were valuable. I will have to do my own research. I mean, they look pretty cool and nice. I don't know much about glassware. This here is a Gucci hat. This also feels really nice. Yeah, that's really cool. Gucci and Louis Vuitton. Is this also Gucci? This says Gucci. I don't know if that's real. Like I said, I'm gonna have to check everything. She said everything was real. I'm not sure. So we'll look into that. That one doesn't feel as real, but I don't know a lot about bags. Now what do we have in here? This one feels pretty nice. Gabs? G-A-B-S. I've never heard of that brand before. It looks and feels really nice. What is in here? Oh, something's falling out the box. That goes to Gucci stuff. What is this? Little gold necklace. Chanel. Oh, wow, Chanel. Okay. That's probably pretty valuable. Huh. Yeah, okay, so it's kind of hard to look into all this stuff while standing here in my truck, holding a camera. But that's pretty crazy. Okay, so and yeah, these Gucci stuff, maybe, I don't even know. Oh, this is Chanel too. I have no idea, guys, but I just know these brands are incredibly valuable, high-end designer brands. All right, so Gabs is decent. It's nothing crazy. That very similar one sold for 55, you know, 60, so 50 to 60 bucks for that. But those are probably the big hitters right there. Now you guys are probably wondering, what am I doing with that bin full of money that I didn't buy nor steal? The owner brought it for me. She and I talked about it last week, exchanged information. She has a bunch of stuff like that she's gonna bring to me. I'm gonna sell it online because she doesn't like doing online stuff, which is fair. eBay's a pain in the butt sometimes. But yeah, we're gonna split it 60-40 and get free inventory, free money. Just gotta do a little bit of work. I mean, she brings me Louis Vuitton. I don't mind getting 40% while she gets 60. Like, it's Louis Vuitton. Gonna sell for some good money. Gucci, Chanel. So gonna have to go home, authenticate everything, and go from there. But if that is all real, that is a bin full of cash. All right, we're at the last stop of the day, but I figured I should probably put the Louis Vuitton in the truck and lock the door instead of in the bed. All open. We are at the Bozeman Senior Center thrift store. The thrift store that's apparently been here for years, and I just found out about it last week, and I've only been here once, so we're gonna run inside and see what we can find. All right, so I definitely like the prices here. Here's some Columbia snow boots for only $3, I think it was. Yeah, which is crazy. And then some Keen snow boots for only $4, and some men's Lululemon shorts for $4. So far, some pretty good finds, and I've only been in here for a minute. All right, so a few more clothing finds. We've got 2 pairs of LL Bean pants. LL Bean, not Ben. These have like the flannel lining, so those always sell for $20, $25. And then just some basic LL Bean canvas work pants, really nice quality. I think they're like $3 each, along with this Sims fishing shirt, also $3. Really good condition, great brand. And another thing that's LL Bean, some LL Bean wading boots for $8. Really good condition, nice big men's size, so that's awesome. All right, that turned out to be a pretty good stop. Got a nice little bag full and handful. So it's a nice little store. Everyone's super friendly. Obviously found some good stuff. It's just very tiny and compact. So it's very hard to move with the cart in there. And it's also hard to film. So yeah, the prices are really good. I only spent $25.50 on all of this. So really good stuff. I mean, the wading boots alone should sell for $50 and double my money. The rest will be profit. So really good clothing finds. Lululemon, Sims, LL Bean, shoes. Can't beat that for $25. I'm gonna have to come here more often. Alright guys, that is gonna wrap up today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. We found some great stuff. Hopefully we've got some even better stuff in that bin back there. Just incredible day of thrifting, so I'm happy with it, guys. If you like the video, please consider subscribing to the channel. It really helps me out. We're getting so close to 20K subscribers, which is crazy. So do me a favor, subscribe for 3 videos like this every week. With that, like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.